My name is Tallulah Howarth. I'm a Poetry Society Young Critic, and today I'll be reviewing Eleanor Among the Saints by Rachel Mann. Eleanor Among the Saints is a beautiful, blasphemous machine of empathy. It meditates on how we can move from culture wars past mere tolerance into a place of genuine curiosity and compassion for one another. It does all of this whilst being steeped in medieval history, mythology, and religious language. There is no one better to oversee these aims than Rachel Mann, a transgender priest, theologian, and prolific author. It is clear that she is a poet of concision and creation, with a capital C. Other themes explored include the COVID-19 pandemic, familial relationships, queerness, and loss. I was particularly sucker-punched by Praise 2, which asks, "Why does a body struggle on, drag the world in through fog and chill?" Perhaps we will find the answer to this together.
The narrative isn't linear. It's a tapestry of alternative visions. The cover artwork is from a series of literal tapestries created in the 1500s, known as The Lady and the Unicorn. These fragile pieces require careful maintenance to upkeep. It's not lost on me that Rachel Mann is also attempting to preserve a history with her poetry, and we are let into these retellings and her constant renegotiating with fact. The structure of the collection also has a mosaic quality to it, with 3 disparate segments: Eleanor Among the Saints, Praise, and A Charm to Change Sex. The first centres around the figure of Eleanor John Reichner, a gender non-conforming seamstress and sex worker from the medieval period. Mann has spoken about creating an imaginary archive for Eleanor, who narrates poems as several characters, as a widow, a lyric poet, and a 16-year-old murdered trans girl. This latter a touching homage to Brianna Ghey. We are reminded that queer people have always been around, and our prosecution is a historic fact as well as a current truth to grapple with. We begin with a linguistic sphere of textiles. Eleanor demands, sew me weird." As Eleanor embroiders a priest, perhaps we are reminded of Frankenstein's creation. What a literal sense of fabrication this book is imbued with. It's important to remember that sewing is not only creation, but repair too, the patching up and restoring. Unlike the polarity and unmoving bitterness of social media debates, a poem is a space of nuance. It can hold multiple truths and discomforts, and attempt to mend tears in hard-to-reach places. Mann does this through reminding us of our commonality and essence, all of us hand-me-downs. Maybe it is appropriate to view Eleanor as Piero, Eleanor as stock character, as every woman, a representative body.
These poems explore the profane, the gross, the corporeal, and the awe-inspiring. It's a collection which sits at ease with Pablo Neruda's concept of an impure poetry that is saturated with sweat and smoke, a poetry that smells of urine and of white lilies. I wondered if, in Ash Wednesday, the rot of fruit beyond rotting, lily and latrine meaning toilet, was a direct reference to Neruda.
The title, Ash Wednesday, hints at Mann's own restraint and the sacrifices that must be made when drafting a poem. Note this interesting device, the stacking, accumulative language of rot of fruit beyond rotting. It is mirrored in other poems by stress laid on stress and the edge of edge. These phrases push at the limit of words and try to reach beyond it. There's a real sense of fun and musicality present in the writing too. For example, this line in Aquinas on Being, "I hold testimony, a nesting of truth in heart, breast, belly," is a sonic playground. Or, in the landfill, black bag, bin land of Decade of Prayer. These sound structures are also the effect of frequent Latin and biblical phrases throughout. We get a sense that this isn't to purposefully estrange us as readers, but rather to encourage us to spend due time and attention with each poem. This is a worthy labour. Perhaps the effect is alienating at first. Perhaps that is of value, speaking to the alienation of Eleanor, or more widely, the trans community. Despite the complex gravity of some of the topics, the joy and unabashed wonder of the collection cannot be understated. Even the domestic and everyday are attentively given praise.
So, why does a body struggle on? The speaker answers, "Because it's life," he says, "and this is all I have left, and of it everything is wonder. Even the purgatory of ice age, even the edge of breath on tip of tongue escaping from me, and all worth, and everything is praise."